Hello, good evening, and you are welcome to the She Talk Show. My name is Hadiza Patrick Otara. Good evening. How is your evening going on, and how was your day? I hope you had a great day, and I hope that the evening is coming along fine as well. Thank you for joining me. If you are just watching for the very first time, thank you. And if you are my ardent audience, I would like to say thank you. And please like and share the video so someone would learn. That's why I do this to help someone along the way. Okay, so I have two guests coming on shortly, two young, wonderful ladies who are doing a lot for their generation. They are young wives who are helping relationships get better, marriages get better. And today our discussion is the modern marriage. And the reason for this show is the fact that every time I look around, I am seeing people who got married 3 months ago are divorced. People who 5 years married are getting a divorce, getting separated. Then you see the young ones jumping in and out of marriage as if it's nothing, without any caution or anything. Although I am one person who believes marriage is an adventure, and if you find yourself being wounded or not liking it, you should leave. But the terms and conditions for the Gen Zs, so I thought, you know what? Maybe I'm being old fashioned and backward. Let me talk to younger people, um, and so I can understand their mindset. So I'm going to have my discussant come on, and then I'll introduce them one after the other. So I have with me Naomi, um, Naomi Jonathan Hosea. You're welcome to the show. She has a
Thank you
show.
very much.
Yeah, she has a show on what's it got on YouTube called the Naomi Hosea Show of vlog. Yes, that's the word. It's a vlog. I'm still in my olden show. So she has a vlog and she talks about relationships and she tries to help relationships as they go on. You're welcome to the show. Next, I
Thank you
have
so
a
much for
lady
having me.
who is commanding an army of women, and they are called the Peculiar Wives. Now you can
Yeah.
understand why I have these two ladies come on. So the Peculiar Wives has a leadership by Miriam Daniel Uda. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
I'm honestly glad you guys made it to the show because I can't answer all the questions that I seem to be asked. In fact, when I put out a flyer, I got some few questions which I'm going to put out to you. I hope you guys had a nice day, and I really appreciate you staying on late after the young ones to be part of the show. So let me start off immediately. And if anybody has a question, please just put it out on the comment sector. And we have Kandi Mutupe welcoming her Presido. Yeah. So thank you very much, Mudupe. All right. So the first question is, what are the terms of courtship for the younger generation? Because I'm seeing more and more people just having a casual relationship and then almost like on a second thought, maybe I should get married or not, as if there isn't a balance to it. So, Miriam, what do you think are the terms for courtship these days for young people? In my days, I would say you would first get to know the person, talk a little, find out about the person, find out their background, then introduce him to major decision makers in your life, mentors, parents, uncles, religious leaders, and so on and so forth. So it's like a whole process of getting to know the whole village, almost like a warning to him, like if you try nonsense, and then you are certain who this person is before you now do premarital counseling if you are open to it. But afterward, you print your card and you're going to give your card like 4, 6 months, sometimes a year to the wedding. It's for in my time, it was almost like you were waiting for validation from other people, relations and everywhere or the person is going to mess up. Let's see before you get married. But these days, 3 months they're off to get married, 6 months they're off to get married. What are the terms for getting married these days for younger people?
For me, I would say that people are getting married these days carelessly. Like some persons don't really mind. As far as the guy is happy with me, for the ladies now, as far as the guy is happy with me, I'm happy with the guy. We are good. We have this kind of social thing going on. We post pictures. People are liking it. They're saying, "Oh, you guys look good together," and all without going to do the traditional way of getting it right.
Mm,
Before now, when people are getting married, just like you said, they go back to the family history to check. Oh, some persons will even go as far as, is there madness in this family?
yes,
Some
yes.
persons will even go as to check what is the main problem in this family. The pastors will be involved, the elders will be involved, the church members, the women leader, the elders, everybody will be involved in a particular marriage. Like they want to know that those children are getting it right because they don't want a situation where tomorrow you call them off to say, oh, we don't want it anymore. We think we've made a mistake. But these days, everybody is more like if you mistakenly tell somebody, I don't think this guy is good enough for you, they start hiding their relationship from you. They
Yeah.
start taking away all of the information they should have passed out to help you guide them rightly. They start dodging it away from you. They will only tell you things they feel you want to hear. What they are hiding is possibly the guy have money for most ladies. Maybe the guy have a
Mm,
car and possibly he's living in a comfortable environment, house or some sort of a cool environment. They are good to
yes.
go. That's the ideal thing for some ladies now. If you have a car, um, you have money coming in, they don't really care to know where the money is coming in from. If it's from a genuine source
Exactly.
or from some other illegal thing that you may be involved in, they don't care. As far as you're happy with them, you call them my baby. They are good to go. They are
This is really
good to
my
go. They
baby.
don't. Sometimes it's so annoying that you see some ladies, right? They
Mm,
avoid their own family because they have said no to a particular guy that they need to know the guy more. That's how crazy the whole thing is becoming now. Some ladies will tell you, if you guys are not going to accept him, you guys will not hear from me anymore. And they'll go. You will not hear from them. You will not see them. I have a particular lady who happens to be my mentee. At some point, I saw that she just disappeared from my life, and I was wondering. I tried reaching out to her. I couldn't reach out. So like after like 4 years, 3 4 years, I saw a number call me. I was like, ah, who is this? She said, oh, she mentioned her name. I was like, oh wow, how where have you been? I've been trying to reach you. Guess what? She just got married. Now you got married. I was happy. Oh wow, that's good. Who is this guy? How did you guys meet? She was like, we're just the marriage is just 4 months and I'm tired already. The guy is
oh wow.
64 years and she is just in her 20s. So I was like, what happened? She said, oh, the guy was married before that. She knew that the guy was married, but the guy told her that they are no more together. That she never knew that the guy lied and he went on to live with the guy, and the wife has been threatening to kill her. So these are the things that has been happening these days. And I asked her,
Mm,
what background check did you do before getting married to this guy? Okay, let's just forget about the age and all, but what background check did you do? Who did you talk to? Who guided you in getting married to this guy? But she was like, nobody. That she just felt the guy has money and she needed help and she was broke. She needed someone that can be there for her, and the guy happens to be one. Now, as we talk, sometimes she feel like committing suicide.
wow.
My
Wow.
concern with her now is the guy got married to her. The guy's secretary is pressing her neck. No, not the first wife now. The secretary is also pressing her neck, like you met me here, and you want to come and become second wife.
Wow.
So these are the things that are happening in marriages that are happening with our young ones that they don't really
Mm,
care to know what marriage is about.
yeah.
They don't really care to know how to get it right. They just feel
Mm,
I am his baby. We are good. We snapped picture. We look good together. That is the only validation they need. Once they make a post on Facebook and they get few likes and few comments to say, "Oh, you guys look good together." That's all they need. That's the validation most persons go for these days. They don't care about the family check. They don't care anymore.
yeah.
I remember when I wanted to get married, like to one guy, and the guy was telling me, you have to give me your family address, your father's name, your compound name, your father's history. Just give me the full address. And I asked him for what? He said that his people wants to go and do their check. This
Exactly.
is a guy from a different state, Imo State, coming to Delta.
Yeah.
I'm from Delta State. Coming that his people want to go and do background check. So these are the things that were happening before now. But civilization, should I even say civilization? I'm not sure if it's civilization, but I just feel it's just, sorry to say, foolishness. And Ojukokoro. Ojukokoro is pushing lots of persons to get it wrong. They don't care. All they just feel is, I want to get married. I
Do
want
you
to drive
agree
that
that
car.
a lot of women
Uh,
are
I think it's peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Thank you.
no.
They also feel, I need to prepare them. I want to belong to the prepare them gang. It shouldn't be. That's why we're having lots of children that are not being well trained now because some of their parents got married without understanding what marriage is about and how to build a godly family that has to have a like some sort of good family values. All they just want
Mm,
to do. So these are the things that are affecting marriages now. And this kind of persons, when they want to walk out, they don't care because there was nothing holding the marriage. Like there's no
thank
solid
you.
thing
Thank
holding the
you.
marriage. So they really don't care if it ends tomorrow.
Truly.
Because if they have to,
Naomi.
like my pastor will say, that if I wed you in this church and tomorrow you feel you want to break the marriage, you want to divorce, that you have to gather everybody that attended the wedding. You have to cook the same food they cook the same day. Everybody will have to wear the same clothes before he will
Ah.
agree for the divorce. As far as life is not being threatened. And to me, I totally want to agree with that. As far as life is not being threatened, your life is not in the line. He will tell you before you can do that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
He will
Yes.
tell you before you can do that, you have to bring everybody together again. Then we'll now say, okay, this thing that happened so years, so months, so time is no more happening again.
Mm,
So these were the things that were happening in olden days where the elders, before a marriage
Yeah.
can be dissolved, they will gather all the elders again. So
yeah.
you, if you want to think about the process of gathering everybody together again, you want to put your hearts together, you want to work everything out again with your wife. With all of that energy, you want to say, okay, if I'm at fault at this point,
So
that
yeah.
if I've been the one that has been affecting this, that my behavior has been affecting this one not to work well, I need to go sort out something. I need to go balance up something. I need to go work out things. But these
Yeah.
days, nobody wants to do anything. They will tell you, I don't have any energy for that. If it's not working, it's not working. Another person is waiting already. So these are
Uh,
the
I, you know,
problems.
some years ago, I was at a wedding in at the cathedral of Falomo in Lagos, the big cathedral, and the Reverend Father said, he keeps all the originals of wedding certificates because he's tired of having to reproduce other ones when couples tear up their certificates after every fight. I
Wow.
was like, who does that? If I was looking around and I
Wow.
was asking, do you do that? I was shocked. But it has got to that point where even the clergymen are tired of getting you married today, and tomorrow they have to be there to mediate the separation of persons. Naomi, what is it about intimacy that is no longer a thing for two people who are married, but they have to track it in public on social media? Have Is that the real intimacy? I didn't want to judge them because I try to understand why people do things. Maybe it's different for me. I'm not talking about public display of affection like holding hands, hugging, kissing as a couple, but all the very intimate things that people do in public in the name of we are married, you know. I know they look at their favorites or whatever they call them as they do and they want to
Celebrity.
imitate, and these ones are looking for more fans to entertain, I believe, because I don't think their marriages are that super that you take something that's supposed to be very personal, you bring it out to people and do all that. I just feel like that is for the camera, and then we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and that's why we hear all kinds of stories. So, Naomi, do you think that it's just my thinking that bringing this intimacy out on social media is not necessary, or is it necessary for their relationship? Does it really help
So
that
the
they're all
line is
over?
breaking and I can hardly hear you. But
Okay, I was talking about intimacy with the public intimacy that is being done, not public display of affection, but all the twerking
but
uh,
I think you were
on
talking
the hand.
about the sexual intimacy.
Yes, but the public display of it that we're seeing all over social media.
So I think you
So
were
you
talking
see, I'm talking about the display of intimacy that people do on social media and in public these days. Couples who do that. Oh, her network has ceased. Okay, she will come back and would answer that. I know it's her network since it seems to be ceasing. I can see it from here. Okay, Miriam, generally we see the family dynamic of husband and wife. And then these days we have them working, they're working all the time. They're trying to build wealth and all that. Is there a companionship place where people know that we need to create? Hello, Naomi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you
Okay.
for a bit. But I know you were
Okay.
talking about intimacy, publicizing, people publicizing their
Yeah.
marriage and
No,
on
no,
the
not
social
the
media.
marriage. Not publicizing the marriage particularly.
Okay.
Is you I've seen some few videos where married people, especially the newly married ones, the wife is trekking, they go to a wedding or something, she's sitting on her husband's leg and trekking and they're videoing it. I and then they have this
Okay.
look of we're married, and I'm like, this is so unnecessary. I feel like the intimacy, there's too much for public. You know, you are seeing some sort of wild kissing, not just a peck or a small kiss, or maybe
Network.
they're discussing, but it intimate tongue, everything, and I'm like, why? Or is it just me? Why? Is it necessary? Or we need to look into that, because I'm beginning to think that when I do parental counseling for couples, maybe I should bring it up and be like, is there something I'm missing about? Is it that you want everybody to know I got the person, I have sex with the person? We know you are married. So what's going on?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I know exactly what is going on because I'm not really. I haven't actually seen any for on my part,
Ah,
but I think they are just
I have
trying
seen
to
a lot.
like imitate.
Oh, this network, not today. Not today.
Okay,
This
okay, let
network.
me pick it up from where maybe when she comes back, she can join us.
Okay.
Okay, so for me, I've seen a lot, and I honestly think it's not necessary because one of the things my coach do say, my mentor, coach Pastor Ochuli, he used to say that things you as a woman have to display in the private for your husband, you don't bring it to the public. There are things you don't display outside.
Mm,
Morally, is not right. What are you trying to show the world? What are you trying to show? Can you imagine anything? I do tell my women that anything you cannot be proud to show your kids tomorrow, don't do it. Anything you
mm,
know that you will prevent your children from seeing tomorrow, don't display it
mm,
or don't teach it. Like in my group, I do tell them, don't bring it here. If you know that you will not be proud to involve your children or to watch your children do the same thing tomorrow, don't do it, don't show them. So these are the things. Some of these people that do those things, they belong to for me, sorry to say, they belong to the pepper them gang. Possibly they are trying to pepper somebody. Coming from a Catholic angle, some persons will say, I know say that girl, I my husband, but you can't say I did here. I don't know if you understand it. These are some of the
yeah.
things you
Okay.
hear from background say, I did this because I wanted to show this girl something. And it's not necessary.
Mm.
It's not
It's
necessary.
good.
Please, are you here?
Or
Let
possibly
me,
to show that, oh, she's now mine, or he's now mine.
but the ring is there. The HIB is there.
Well,
What else? What? Why? Is it as
well,
necessary as the ring? I
sometimes they
mean,
feel like sometimes they feel like the ring doesn't say enough, so they need to act it out so that people can actually like see. Yes. And
I, I,
Funny
I
enough,
just
for
feel,
I
me,
like the
yeah, Naomi.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yes, Naomi, go ahead.
for me, right, is lack of confidence. When you don't know who you are, when you don't know what you carry, when you don't know
Mm,
what you can actually display in the private, that will keep this man. Not that you can keep a man in a way, like in
mm,
quotes now. Anybody that wants to misbehave can always misbehave. But you doing your part is not about public display. It's not about what you are showing people. Because funny enough, some of them that lick tongue outside, they don't do it in private.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They don't do it. You hear complaint from the men to say, I want touch her, she no agree. But if now outside, she go say, make I hold her waist.
Yeah, that's
Do you
true.
understand? So some of
Yeah.
them they do all of those things just to show people. It's good though to want to do all of that, but when it's not real, when it's not coming from a deeper place, it's not it's not gelling in a way. When you are confident in yourself, when you know what you carry, there are things you don't
Mm,
do outside as a woman.
mm,
There are things you don't
that's
do
so true.
outside.
That's so true. I've had this question. Someone asked me, now that we're in a world where we have equality in education, pay, opportunities, and the rest, should marriages these days still bear the same format as my time or my parents' time, where it demands that the man looks for the money and the woman takes care of the home? Yes, though in my mother's time and my time, my mother worked, and yet she also was a homekeeper, and I also used to work. What the person is asking, I guess, what the person is trying to say is the level of equality of pay, of working, education, everything, shouldn't it be in the home now to where house chores are shared? Maybe like the husband cooks on Monday, you cook on Tuesday, and so on and so forth. And also seeing that people are not getting house helps readily as before, or trusted ones as before. Should shouldn't house chores or communal work in the house be shared, as it is that everybody is bringing in the pay and everybody is comes from equal education and opportunities? That's the question person wants to know. Shouldn't now the marriages now have equal? So I was worried. I thought you was time, there's equality, like real equality. Let me tell you, I got married almost 25 years ago. And when my in-laws came and saw my husband washing plates, they were flabbergasted. Then later they saw him give children a bath. They were upset. It wasn't funny. In fact, even friends who came to my house and saw while I was pregnant, my husband would clean the house like I wanted it. And though I had two house helps for that matter, nobody just would understand. And that's because that's our time. This 25 years ago, a 25-year-old now is getting married, isn't it? So, I mean, it's a long time. But in this day, for someone who is within the Gen Z age to be asking me this kind of question, I was like, are we still having that? So please help me know. Help me answer. Are you people still having that traditional? You must cook, you must be house and still go to work, and the husband just comes back, throws his shoes, and eats food and goes to bed or watch TV. What's going on?
No.
Naomi.
Well, for me, it's not
Mm,
like a tradition, right? But it's I know my duties as a wife, and my husband knows his duties as a husband. But there are certain days that I might not be up to the task for me to like maybe make food. But sometimes there might be food in the fridge, and we can actually microwave that and eat. So I can remember vividly when I went. Oh, I was doing my degree program, and there was a day I came back home late. I was already thinking, I'm coming back to come and cook, and I'm so tired. Surprisingly, when I got home, my husband had already fixed everything. I was super excited. I felt like a burden has been lifted from me. So I think us not having that kind of like putting that mentality or having that mentality that your duty is a must, that you have to do this or something of that nature, like a traditional mentality. I don't think it is actually right. I don't even think it works in the Western world. So for us here, I think we should make some adjustments. Yes, we know that our duties are to definitely make food for the family and all of that, all stuff. But it shouldn't be like a fixed stuff that if there is no if you don't have the ability to do that, then your husband will not be able to come in and step in to do what is expected of him to. So I feel like it should be adjustable.
Okay, Miriam, what do you think?
For me, like what Naomi said, right? If you check from her background, from where she started with her husband, you could tell that they knew from day one what they want to achieve, right?
Right.
So people who truly want to build together, who truly want to
Mm,
stay together, who truly want to have a good family where children and where they can have like an enabling like a good environment for children to grow in. They don't care about who enters the kitchen.
mm,
They
Right.
don't care about, oh, who is to do the cooking today, who is to do the cleaning today, and all. It's about who is available to do that. It's about who is available. Like if I'm tired and I can't go into the kitchen, my husband should, and he does that, right? Then the
mm.
day I
Wow.
know that I'm tired and he is also tired, he just wants to understand, okay, what can we do today to make everybody
True.
feel better? Not to stress
Yeah.
anybody, not when I'm tired, you are tired, and at the
Right.
same time you're saying, that pandoyam, I must eat it
Must
today.
cook.
That fresh egusi soup, I must eat it. It's about understanding, it's about compromising. It's about saying,
Exactly.
oh, okay, what can we do today to make everybody not to be too stressed? Oh, there is bread. Oh, there is um, porridge yam in the fridge, or there is pepper soup. Okay, can we toast the bread? Can we have it with pepper soup? And making life easier for everybody is what is about
Everybody.
today. Because the bills, if you say, oh, the wife should always be in the kitchen, the bills are coming in. The bills are not smiling with you these days.
Mhm.
So your wife has to work. You also have to work as you plan to take care of your kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
at the same time, make life easier by coming in. So it still happens. I have a friend that her husband, whenever she's coming back from work, her husband will say, oh, don't worry about getting food. I know you're tired already. I'm already in the kitchen. So some persons that genuinely got married because they love each other, because they want to genuinely have a good home, they don't mind about who is entering kitchen.
Mm.
Aside if the man genuinely cannot cook,
Yeah.
Right. And you
then
should know
he
that
can.
from the beginning.
Yeah, hey. Sometimes, so in situations like this, you hear the women say, I have made soups, different soups. They are in the freezer. Can you help us bring it out? At least we can warm and possibly make a bath. That's all.
Mm.
Mm.
Or can we boil rice? There is stew. Making life easier for everybody. It's only in a situation where you are like providing almost 99% of all the bills. Nobody is complaining that you can always
Mm.
demand for fresh food every day. But even outside, even at that, the wife is always busy at home, taking care of the children, cleaning, doing all of that stuff.
Mm.
So it's
It's
about
a
coming
full-time job.
into, for me, it's about coming in to complement each other, making life easier for each other, and just fit in where you can. There's no need
Yeah.
to pretend that my leg is paining me today when you know that you can easily do something. So
So
for any couple that,
A lot of Gen Z complain about mental health more than anything. I'm hearing a lot of women and men complain about mental health. And the moment you want to check and see their main complaint would be the stress of relationship. I, I always thought that relationship was is supposed to balance your emotions, where you go, your marriage or your partner is supposed to be somewhere you bounce your, yeah, you go to get feedback on your emotions, or where you can actually just say your mind, spill out whatever is on your mind, get a confidant, someone who you can talk to. Yes, I know there are some things that you want to talk to a counselor or you want to talk to a best friend, but to be very honest, especially the first 5 to 7 years, I feel like this person is there for you to talk to unburden, to share with, and to get feedback. And usually the feedbacks would be helping you to say, to encourage you, and also to help you see a dimension to which you may not have seen, to help you deal with whatever is going on. But then when you talk to young couples, they are actually looking at each other as a reason for their mental health instability, as a reason why they are not happy. And I'm thinking, is this generation really hinged, their happiness hinged on a person? I mean, it, I don't understand. Why is there a lot of I'm getting it because of my mental health? I just need to get it because of my mental health. I have my mental, I'm like, this new word, mental health. I don't play with mental health issues at all, but I'm going to see it. Please, people should correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me. Is it becoming an excuse for someone to want to escape a relationship, or having to be accounted for, or to be held accountable for misbehavior? Because your partner could be calling you out on a misbehavior. Maybe you learned a bad habit from home, and the person is correcting you, or people are correcting you. Maybe you are rude, saucy, moody, excessively loud, quarrelsome, and then someone is calling you out on it, and say, oh, my mental health is affecting my mental health. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me. That's why I'm doing this show, so that we can, rub off my. And if anybody's out there listening and you want to say something about it, please leave a comment. I'll put it up there, and or a question, I'll put it out there. So please, guys, help me. What is it that is making the mental health pandemic?
Can I go first?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, for me, the mental health thing is there. It's a reality, but at the same time, some persons are using it as an excuse not to be held accountable to
Mm,
misbehavior. Like some persons will say, in every relationship, in every um bad marriage, the the person that is complaining will always want to say this person is the cause. They don't want to take any responsibility of anything.
yeah.
So most times they will say, "Oh, I'm pulling out because I want to protect my mental health." But if you dig deeper, you know that the situation, the issue is not really that hard. It's something that you people can just talk over. But nobody is
Mm,
available to take responsibility of anything.
Compromise.
Nobody wants to be held accountable for anything. You just feel, oh, somebody is out there waiting for me. Some women, like I talk to women a lot, and I realize that most women just want to live like as soon as they can.
mm-hmm.
They just feel they want to be free. Some persons will tell me, I want to go and cook again today. If I'm alone, I can just take cereal and just rest, possibly watch movie. But now this man will be back.
Mhm.
I want to go and cook for him again. And after this one, I'll have to enter the bedroom, the bedroom
Uh,
and wait for him. These are
it
the
seems
complaints.
you must see we're hearing from the same people.
They
These
wanted
are the
to get into
complaints
marriage.
I've been getting. Like most person just because mostly women that are financially okay, like they are doing well for themselves, they just feel this thing is a lot. I can provide for myself. So if you check
Mhm.
really well, you see that some women are actually paying rent, paying school fees, feeding and all. So when the man is not making it easier for them, they just feel it's affecting me mentally. I can't cope
Mm,
anymore. I'm providing for the house, I'm paying school fees, I'm paying rent, and here you are telling me you can't eat the okra of yesterday that is too old. It's beginning to affect my mental health. The
mm.
okra of yesterday can actually affect a woman's mental health now. They will tell you, oh, I can't cope anymore. But there are some real situations where you see a guy, like Pastor Mildred shared a story where a girl was working in Highland and they have a home in mainland. And the guy called her she's one of the executives in her office. And the guy called her, the guy is not working. He stays at home, like for over like 2 years or so. He's been at home, not working, not even supporting the woman. And he hurriedly called the woman to come back home. That something has happened, that she should come back home. That he wants her home now. The woman, as an executive, needed to start calling everybody that she needs to call to come and cover up for her, that she needs to rush back home. Guess what? She got to the house. What is the issue? He said the DSTV subscription is over, that he
Uh-uh.
needs to subscribe as soon as possible. Yes. So imagine
Oh no.
go, going from mainland to highland just to sort DSTV
Wow.
to subscription. So the woman can easily say, "Oh, my mental
And
health
I'm very
is being affected here. I can't cope anymore." So
No,
these are
that one, that no, that
yeah,
one,
that I
mental
reach.
health.
the issues. But there are some that will tell you, ah, you see some people they've been watching Telemundo from morning till night, and the husband gets back, and the whole house is still in mess. They've not done anything reasonable with their life. They've not added
Mm,
Mhm.
any value to their husband's life. They've not done anything. Possibly they've been on Facebook following the trend. This one say, this one no say, who is calling who out. And you know when you start watching all
yeah.
of these videos, there's a way as you are finishing this one, they are giving you
Another
another
one is coming.
video that
Yes.
contains the same continuation of that story, and you'll be so tempted to continue watching. Then when the husband
Exactly.
comes home, you now be rushing. "Ah, I want to do this, I want to do that." And the husband is like, why is the house so in a mess? Where is there no food already? Why is the kid not in bed and all? You now say, "Oh, you're talking to me like this. Why are you talking to me like this? Oh, my mental health." So these are the real situation. I've seen someone complain this to me, and I'm like, okay. So he was like, I should please talk to the wife that he cannot continue like this. And I try to speak with the woman, and I'm hearing this man is becoming too childish. He's becoming. There was one word they usually use um petty. Now he's becoming too petty. His complaint is beginning to affect my mental health, and these are things that this person is just trying to run away from the real situation, the
Yeah.
Hmm.
real situation that you are supposed to confront and say, "Oh, sorry, ah, I've been so carried away since. Let me adjust. Let me do the needful." But before you know it, they start saying, there are some genuine situations that that this one needs to like cool off. This one needs a time to cool off, more like a space or some sort of personal time to just heal from whatsoever the thing is. But there are some
Hmm.
persons they just want to run. They just want to run to be free, to just be out there. So
Mm.
in some situations, I would say that some persons do cover up to just not be accountable for anything. And when somebody is saying, my mental health, you as a counselor, you can't do much
Yeah.
if they are not ready to open up, if they are not ready to tell you, I
Mm.
want this thing to work. What can I do? See where I am, see what I can do to make this thing work. But if they are always saying my mental health, I can't continue, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
You can't do much.
Do you have anything to say?
I just want to add that for the fact that there are some people that just enter into marriage not knowing what marriage really entails. They just enter into the marriage just for the fun of it and not knowing that there are a lot of responsibilities that we will need to like take. Just like Miriam has rightly said, uh sometimes we try to like push the blame on our partners, which is not supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we had better perspective, for me at first, when my husband came along, I was a bit scared because of the negative aspect I have heard about marriages. I was scared. I didn't want to rush into marriage and then end up coming back home with sad stories. So I couldn't stay any longer and all of that. And because of the information I have received, I you Mrs. Hadiza, you actually helped me to like fight this fear. Honestly, I had to battle with myself and try to like um put myself in a better perspective about what marriage is and also look at good marriages out there to like influence myself to become better in my own home. So I feel like if people have a good perspective of marriage and the responsibilities that it entails, this
Mm.
aspect of mental health stuff, not that it doesn't exist, right? But for the fact that we always push the blame on our partners,
Mm.
saying, oh, I have mental health problem, using that to like give excuses, it will go a long way. Yeah, that's basically what I think.
Okay. So people th- on social media think marriage is a scam, love is impossible. So
Oh
you
no.
find single girls looking for rich guys to marry. They rather marry money than marry for love because more love is impossible and marriage is a scam. So when they're leaving, at least they are going with their goods and I'm saying their loot from the marriage. While the young guys, which I believe, are equally trying to live the life the ladies are living nowadays by trying to marry women who are already made so that they don't have to
Mm.
work as hard and can collect also their pay when it's time. They can collect whatever they've collected. I have seen a lot lately. It's mind blowing from people who attach themselves to wives to leave the country, and when they get to the next country, they leave the woman. To those who are with her, and then yet they have a woman who they want to marry properly over there, and so they take this woman's money and they are keeping that one or building their own lives before they take off, which is the norm right now. So is it true that every marriage is that seem to be happy, whether they know what's going on, is a facade, or is it true that love is not available and is impossible? Please share with me, because we are allowing that narrative to keep going, and we're having more and more young people. I was talking to some 21-year-old, 22-year-olds and girls, and they're all like, it's a scam, it won't work, and nobody's truthful. And I'm like, no, that's not so. That's not true. That's not true at all. Unless you've met you, all along, probably right now you're meeting people who are trying to take advantage of you. But in the real world, there are people who truly love and want to have a proper relationship. Is it true that love? I just want you guys to confirm if it's true or it's false. Is marriage a scam? Is love impossible?
Marriage is not scam. Marriage is a beautiful institution that I will want everyone to experience with the right person, right?
Mm,
Now about love. Love does do exist. The only thing there is when your mind has not been made up to actually know how to receive love, recognize love when you see it, and know that this is love, then it will be difficult for you to experience love. Some
yeah.
persons, based on family background, their upbringing, where they are coming from, their life experiences, they don't understand the true nature or the true meaning of love.
Mm,
Some persons has monetized love, that love is about money. If you can't give me money, you don't love me. Yes, we
mm,
have the five love languages that said gifts, like you have to give me gift. That one is on a separate side.
mm,
But when you are about to get married and you truly want to get married to someone you love, there are some other things that should speak for you. A guy cannot come to you as a young girl and say to you, if you truly love me, let me
mm.
have sex with you.
Yeah.
That is not a proof of love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is about sacrifice. Love is about being there for each other, supporting each other. It's not about the things you can see.
Mm,
It's not about the things you can feel like, give me flower. If you give me flower, I will know that you love me. It's about
yeah.
those things you can't see, but you know that these things are there. You know that this
Mm,
person have your back like 24 hours. You can rely on this person. You can trust this person. These days, it's very hard to trust people these days.
yep.
You know that you can trust this person not just with your whole life, with your phone.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because
Yes.
some persons can
Hmm.
trust, can love somebody with their body, but they cannot love with their phone.
Uh-uh. It's a no-go area.
So
It
these
holds
are
all
the
the
things.
secrets.
So for me, love do exist, but you have to be the
Mm,
right, you have to make up your mind and make yourself available to receive love when you see it. Because if you are messed up
yeah.
already, you are not going for help, you are not seeking for help. When you see love, when a genuine love comes to your way, you will not recognize it. It's only the ones that are not pure, the ones that are not genuine, that you perceive to be love.
Yes.
You see a guy that genuinely loves a girl, that will tell the girl, Come to my program with me. Come, let's. The guy is trying to see if he can build something with you. The guy is
That's
trying to
true.
see if you can fall into the line of the pattern or the place he is seeing himself tomorrow.
Mm.
Can you cover up if he's not there tomorrow? Can you at least know what to say to the staffs or his executives, or he wants to see that these are the signs of, okay, this guy cares about me. He really wants me to grow. He wants to build with me. These are the things you need to know, that okay, this person cares about me. But
Mm.
when he now has to do it, you have to sleep with me first. I have to see your bank account first. All those things, you
Yeah.
know that this person is just coming for something else.
Mm.
But for me, it's about, what does he have that he can offer me? Can he genuinely care for me? Can he genuinely be there for me? Can I trust him with my whole life? Because if you can trust somebody with your whole life, he can genuinely be there for you. From there, love will start growing.
Mm.
If you are open for it, love will start growing. And before you know it, you are already in love with the person. I fell in love with my husband from second level in the University of Abuja. And one of the things that got me attracted to him was because he was always calling me. We have assignments. We are preparing for exam. We need to read this chapter of this textbook. I'm calling you back in the next 2 hours to know what you have read. Because he saw that at some point I was beginning to slack in my academical stuff. He said, no, I can't watch you do this to yourself. You can't have
Mm-hmm.
carryover under my watch. He said, carrying me. He said, building me up from there. He said, telling me, oh, you can't do this. I'm calling you back in the next 2 hours. I know you are alone. You are not doing anything. Nobody is with you in the house. So what I need you to do now is to read your books.
Mm-hmm.
Because this exam that is coming up in 2 weeks' time, I don't want you to depend on anybody. I want you to write by yourself.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want you to go right outside the school. I want you to do it yourself. And from there, he will call me, he will ask me questions. And as he's asking me questions, some of my confusion, some of my curiosities were being balanced. Okay, this is what consumer supply is about. This is what consumer protection is about. This, before you know it, from there, after the exam, I was like, okay, we start calling each other. If he's not calling me, I'm calling him. If he's not calling me, I'm calling him. At some point, I told him, can we define our relationship? Are we friends or are we just classmates? And that was it. From there, we started falling in love. But someone, if my kind of person, right? From how I was, from my background, if he had
Yeah.
called me, oh, I met you in class today, can you visit me tomorrow? And I want you to come with one sexy gun and all. I'll start running away from you. I know that this one does not have anything to offer me. But from there, I started seeing his genuine love for me. It's not just about my body or
Mm.
my shape or my breast, or no. He genuinely care about my growth. He genuinely care about me. From there, you can tell that this person loves me. If
Yeah.
it's possible that you guys want to fall in love romantically, fine. But if it's possible that you guys just want to remain as friends, it's still okay. But if you'd ask me
Mm.
if genuine love is still out there, yes. But you have to make a decision on what to go for. Because some people will test you with lots of stuff. They will
That's
test
true.
you materially. They will, like, some persons will bring things to flash you, to say, my car is there. Come with me. Another guy
Mm.
without a car is there. Now you'll be tempted to, because of the society we are now, everybody want to show up, everybody want to pepper everybody, everybody want to peer pressure is there. You want to be tempted to go with this thing this other person is offering you, even when you know in your heart that this is not what I want. So it's just for you to be truthful to yourself, know yourself, be self-aware, know what you want, and when the thing comes, you'll be able to recognize it.
Yeah.
Know what love is about for you, so that people will not just throw things at you and you feel it's love. Once you're able to recognize what love is about for you, people will not just throw things at you anyhow. Because you are
Mm,
now self-aware. You know where to bridge the gap to say, oh, I'm not caught up for this.
yeah.
And that's it. So for me, for marriage is a beautiful thing that I personally will want everybody to experience with the right
True.
person. Because
With
there
the
is
right with the right person.
it's beautiful when you come back home. There's somebody you can just hug and just say, oh, you don't know what I went through today. And the person is there to comfort you or to
Yes.
even laugh with you genuinely. You are
And
naked. The Bible said
I think
they are
if,
they are both naked without
another
being
thing,
ashamed.
yes. And
So
if we have
if
that
you can,
kind of relationship, the less mental health problems we have.
yes, because now
Because you have someone to embody.
you are completely naked with this person, unashamed, and you can just tell the person basically everything. There's nothing that can beat that in the world. There is
True.
like having to have that person on your side,
That's true.
genuinely, someone that genuinely cares about you. There is nothing that can beat that. That
That's true.
even if it's only Gary that you have to soak, but knowing the fact that someone has your back is a
Uh,
beautiful thing.
in this age, when they so Gary, they'll leave and go to their parents' house to go and eat better food.
It's so
uh,
unfortunate.
my, my last question.
All right.
Um, so Naomi is smiling back. Naomi,
Oh
thank
my
God, this
goodness.
network, thank God.
Finally.
So sorry, Naomi, for the bad network.
Honestly, thank you.
No problem. My final
I miss
question, we
a
have
lot. Oh,
the final question is this. The mother-in-law. So I've seen, of course, and I truly understand this point. Someone asked the question, she said, what is the limit for the mother-in-law's involvement in the marriage? And I can understand. Gen Z parents, there are Gen Z parents who are bringing up Gen Z children. So the boy has been pampered, unlike the men who used to be sent away from home from age 5, 10, go and stay with an uncle or go to boarding school, you understand, or get a job. Now we have boys that are being protected from, I don't know, invisible eyes of village people, protected boys who can't make a decision without asking their mothers. They can't name a child without asking their mothers. They can't they can't change jobs, they can't do anything. The wife does anything, they go to report. Likewise, we have daughters on the other side. Gen Z girls are strong. From when they're in primary school, put them in this, they learn to cook here, they learn to sew there, they go for etiquette class, they go for hair salon. We tell them to save money. We want them have your own money, have your own money. There's nothing like woman having our own money. When you be your own person, be your own person. And so we build this strong girl, and then we have this weak boy, and then his mother is always imputing into the marriage. And there are also girls who are being brought up. Well, in fact, we're having that discussion day for a lady of a Gen Z who got married and got divorced under a year. And I said, the moment I met that girl, I knew this marriage wasn't going to last. And she said, how? I said, because she had a behavior like, I not only was she strong, but everything she had to pass every information through her mother, for her mother's approval. Her mother was such a powerful figure over her. Made sure she went to the best schools. Made sure she had a master's first at a very young age. Had a lucrative job, and I was actually staying by herself. And then it was like, now it's time for you to get married. You know, and so actually the mother said that to us, that she had groomed the girl like that. So this was a girl who was already feeling like, I am already complete. You know, so you are just an accessory as a man. what is the place of mother-in-laws in this generation? And how can we as mothers who are coming up, if my first child was a girl, I'm sure by now would have been thinking, okay, any moment now to be married, because my first son is going to be 24. So if we are in that cluster of mother-in-laws, upcoming mother-in-laws, how can we make sure that we don't get involved? And how can the couple, before they get married, I believe, handle mother-in-laws before they get overpowering or over domineering in their marriages?
Okay, for me, right? Everything started from the foundation.
Mm,
Now, if your mother-in-law is overly involved in the person's life, that's your partner's life, it would have been
yeah.
obvious from day one. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, from day one of the marriage, it would have
Oh,
been obvious
networking.
from the courtship period. It would have been obvious to the fact that your mother-in-law is overly involved in everything. So it's not left for you to make a decision to say, can I cope with this? Aside in a situation where you didn't see it, right? Fine. But if you have
Mm,
seen it in courtship period, if you took your time very well to actually study the person you want to marry, you should have been able to realize that this person does not have the power to make a decision by themselves.
mm,
Then you realize that you are not just getting married to this girl or to this boy, but you are getting married to the parent who will always make decisions for you guys. Because any parent that makes a decision for their son or their daughter will always want whatsoever they say to stand.
that's true. That's
But
true.
one of the things they don't know that they are doing is that they are disempowering their child. They are not helping their child at all. They don't know that.
Mm,
They think because I have a voice or I have power over her, yes, I'm still the cocoa in her life. No, you don't know that you are
mm,
disempowering her. You are making her more weaker because you
true.
are not going to be there forever. That's the mistake some
Mm-hmm,
in-laws, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws are making. You're not going to be there forever. Peradventure
mm,
something happens to you tomorrow. She will be so weak or he will be so weak to make decisions for herself or himself, for the
yeah.
family. So these are the things mother-in-laws, mostly mother-in-laws need to understand.
Mm,
That you have to so equip your child that you see them make firm decisions tomorrow and you'll be proud to say, yes, I raised this one. Yes,
mm,
this is my child. This is my boy. This is my girl. You don't raise someone in so much love that you make them become so weak. There's what we call tough love. You leave them to grow by themselves. You leave them to actually have a voice.
yeah.
Because if your parents, in a way, were always making decisions for you wouldn't have been able to have this voice that you have.
Mm-hmm,
So allow your child, give them that space. Give them that space. Allow your child to live their own life. That's for me. If my
yeah.
son gets married, I have a son, and if he gets married tomorrow, I will tell him, your wife is your wife. I am your mother. There is that boundary that you have to give. My younger
Mm-hmm,
sister was actually in that shoe. We were very close. My immediate younger sister, we were very close. She got married before me. When she got married, she always come to share things because we've been like that over the years. She
mm,
always come to share things with me. If her husband is doing something, she will run to me, or if it's her personal stuff, she will run to me. I say, no, you are married now. This bond you are building with me, build it with your husband.
mm-hmm,
Go back to your husband and have these conversations with him. Build this bond. Do it with your husband, not with me anymore, because now you are married. And I want to
mm,
see you and your husband have this bond, not me anymore. So these are the things mother-in-laws, father-in-laws need to do with their children. For me, my honest opinion, do it with your children. Aside if in a situation where they are married to demon in quotes, where you have to come in. Ehen, you now come in to say, no, 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 my son, my daughter, you can't be here. Aside in such cases where you cannot come in to say, oh, no, 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 this place is too toxic for you, you can't be here. Then you pull your child out, mostly when their life is being threatened. Now,
In
when it
danger.
comes to treating mother-in-law, father-in-law, in-laws, for me, the respect I will give to my mother, the love I will give to my mother is the same thing I will also accord to my mother-in-law or my father-in-law. Because if they are big enough to give birth to somebody that have wifed me, or somebody that I'm married to, obviously mean they are able to give birth to me. They can give birth to me. So why will I not say, oh, you are my in-law, go there? No, you accord them the same respect you accord to your parents.
Mm.
The only difference there is that, like I was having this discussion in my group yesterday, is some of the things, some of your my nonchalant, let me use myself now, some of my nonchalant behavior, my in-laws may not be able to take it. Like I can easily tell my mom, mommy, I'm tired today, oh, can you help me boil white rice? If I don't have that cordial, strong relationship with my mother-in-law, if I tell her to boil rice for me, the villagers will call me for a meeting. Your mother-in-law came to your house, and she can't they cook for you when you are not in Omugo. Even in Omugo situation, if there are some errands you can't send your mother-in-law, but there are some things you can do with your mother. Yesterday,
Mm.
I gave one example in my group that I can easily fart in my mother's front, and everybody will laugh about it. If you fart in your mother's present, your mother-in-law's present, it may turn another thing that you are being disrespectful. So these are the boundaries one needs to build.
Mm. So true. So true.
These are the
So
boundaries
true.
you need to build as you love them. Even if they are trying to, some person said, oh, they are being disrespectful, they don't know boundaries. I say, the same thing you will do to your mother. If your mother is being disrespectful to you, do it with them in a respectful way. Not like
Yeah.
you disrespecting them. No, you don't do that to your in-laws. Like they say, customers are always right. In-laws are always right. In Nigeria, in Africa, in-laws are
Mm.
always right.
Mm.
So do
He's
all
always
you
right.
can. Do all you can to make sure that in your part, you are not found wanting. Like I hear some people say, my mother-in-law is stupid. Excuse me, you are telling your own mother that she's stupid?
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that. We
We
are,
don't
we
do that.
are Africans. We have culture.
And
We
we have,
have,
yes, yes.
so it's still
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's still the same respect you give to your mother, your father. It's still the same thing. Even for me, I will even give them higher. I will even, like my mom will be in my house. I don't need to wake up so early to make breakfast for her. She can sort herself. She can go to the kitchen, possibly toast bread or warm food, or. But if my in-law, I don't have mother-in-law, but if my in-laws were to be around, morning I don't wake up. It's not eye service in quotes, but there are some things that you can't just do
That's true.
with your
That's
in-laws
so true.
to avoid trouble. It's not about I have to be myself. It's as if I'm doing eyes. No, there are things you can't do. We are cultured people.
Miriam, I have to be myself is the language of the Gen Zs. Allow me to be myself, please. Allow me to be myself. I have to be my true self. And once they say that, they just want to disrespect you. Once you hear a Gen Z say, "I want to be myself," they want to disrespect you. Naomi, what do you think about in-laws and them intruding in the couple's life and have we having mama's boys and very strong girls brought up? What do you think briefly? Naomi, ah, my
I think
network
her
is still
network is.
bad.
She's
All right,
muted.
ladies. No, she's not.
Or her network is bad.
It's not from here. Okay, let me see. Hello? Hello? I think she's the one who muted it, maybe mistakenly. Because I'm trying to unmute and it's not from me.
Oh,
All right, ladies. Thank you very much for making it tonight. I really, really appreciate this. Honestly, I do. I thank you. Thank you for your contributions. Naomi, I'm so sorry about your network. I am truly, truly sorry about that. Forgive the network. When I had my show day first day, I didn't hear anything the person was saying. I had to go and play it later. I couldn't hear
wow.
anything and just going in and out of the network. You can imagine being a host and just asking questions, just guessing when the person stops talking and then you ask the next question. So
Wow.
the network is like that. Miriam, thank you very much. I really
You're welcome,
appreciate
ma'am.
this.
Thank
I
you.
truly, truly appreciate it. You've
Thank you.
done a
Thank
good
you
job.
for
In fact,
having me.
she sent a text to say, truly, Miriam did a fantastic job. She commends you in covering up the space. Thank you very much. And my
Thank
love to
you.
the ladies
Thank
in
you.
Peculiar Wives. I
Thank
truly
you. We love
appreciate
you
it
too.
and have a good night rest. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. We love you. Good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching, especially Kainde Modupe, I thank you for being interactive. You are such a wonderful audience. For those of you who haven't written, you're also wonderful. Please like and share the video so someone else will learn. A lot of marriages are collapsing because they think they're the only ones in the boat going through what they're going through. A lot of Gen Zs, young persons getting married and not necessarily doing the legwork is important. I don't care what your parents told you about village witches. If a man comes to marry you and he says, "Oh, we don't go to my village because they are witches," no, still get to know the village. I have seen a guy who took away a couple's only child and ran to his village that she never went to, didn't even know the way to go to because she got married to him in the city without having to do the legwork. Go know his persons. Go and find out more about his family. Get to know who you are getting married to. Has it done this before? And if people are cautioning you, don't think the whole world's against you. Sometimes there are atoms of truth in every room, or remember that. And whatever you do, remember marriage is a friendship much more than uh, a culture or an achievement. Because when you look at it as I have achieved it, it's like a degree. You keep it or you work it. So first like the person before you love the person and then be their friend and it will last. Whatever it is that you think marriage is on the negative, believe you me, there are lots of positive in marriage and you should learn to find out from other people. Sometimes not from the most obvious persons, like if you had someone who was always displaying their marriage all over the place, it may not be the example. Maybe you should look for the quiet people and find out how it's working for them. For me, mothers, you're building mama's boys and having strong girls, and yet you're expecting these two to meet together and make it work. We need to start building up our boys, to be stronger, wiser, smarter, um, capable, and hands on. And the girls keep being strong. Thank you very much for joining me on tonight's show. Once again, my name is Hadiza Patrick Otara, and this is the She Talk Show. Good night and God bless you. Bye.